Gentlemen of the media, my briefing is also going to be very short. At the Federal Executive Council meeting held today, this afternoon, two papers were presented regarding the national integrated policies for two of our critical sectors in Nigeria. That is the power sector and the marine and blue economy sector. The two policy documents were approved. This is the National Integrated Electricity Policy for Nigeria, was approved. And this is the National Policy on Marine and Blue Economy that was presented by the Honorable Minister for Marine and Blue Economy. The two papers were considered, discussed in details, and approved. For the National Integrated Policy on Power, is more like a comprehensive document, framework that is designed to transform Nigeria's electricity sector in alignment with national development objectives and international best practices. This is mandated by Section 3, Subsection 3 of the Revised Electricity Act of 2023. Even according to Section 3 and Subsection 1 of the Revised Electricity Act 2023, it requires the federal government, through the Federal Ministry of Power, within 1 year from the commencement of the Act, to initiate the process for the preparation and publication in the Federal Government Gazette on Integrated National Policy on Electricity and the Strategic Implementation Plan. This basically addresses critical challenges in Nigeria's electricity sector through comprehensive framework for sector transformation, for clear guidelines for sustainable power generation, transmission, and distribution, as well as integration of renewable energy sources for power or energy diversification in line with climate change initiatives and the promotion of energy efficiency in enhancement of the sector governance. And the policy actually contains 8 chapters, which will be released to the media anyway. It addresses the historical perspective of Nigeria's electricity sector, the key features of the Electricity Act of 2023, Nigeria's electricity policy objectives, the electricity market design, both the national market and the sub-national market, as well as value chain analysis, stakeholders' roles and responsibilities, climate change and low carbon economy initiatives, gender equality and social inclusion, as well as the local content development, research and development, commercial, legal, and regulatory frameworks. Before we presented this, or before we finalized, it involved a lot of extensive stakeholder consultations, which include state government entities due to decentralization as allowed by the Electricity Act of 2023, the civil society organizations, the academia, the captains of industry, donor partners, development institutions, most importantly, private sector participants, due to liberalization, also encouraged by the revised Electricity Act of 2023. It includes consumer advocacy groups and all that. So we also recommended a 5-year yearly review of this policy to ensure the sustainability, continued relevance, and adaptability to the power sector. We believe this will facilitate the transformation initiatives, the bold ones that we have taken in the power sector, and very soon, epileptic power supply will be a thing of the past. That is for the power sector. And for the marine and blue economy, the policy was also designed with a robust implementation plan of 10 years between 2025 and 2034. It aims at harnessing Nigeria's vast marine resources to drive economic growth and ensure sustainable economic development. The objectives of the marine and blue economy in integrated policy is to, number one, foster the sustainable management of marine resources to ensure long-term viability, to enhance governance and establish robust regulatory frameworks to support the sector. It also seeks to strengthen public-private partnership, since that's the way to go, to attract and encourage private sector investors into our marine and blue economy, to encourage increased investments, and to promote capacity building and skills development to empower individuals. And lastly, to ensure that all maritime activities are resilient to climate change and promote environmental sustainability. So that policy, lastly, contains 8 chapters too, which includes the maritime trade and transportation, fisheries and aquaculture, marine resources and industries, energy and environmental sustainability, blue tourism and recreation, maritime governance, education and training with regards to capacity development for monitoring and evaluation, and lastly, the implementation strategies. These 2 policy documents were presented to FEC and they were duly approved. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.